Hi, this is Michael Atma, and today I'm going to talk to you about the secret to finding happiness in 1 minute or less. So for a lot of people, happiness is a destination to be arrived at once a certain goal has been attained or a certain expectation has been met. And while this is okay, the problem is if that goal or expectation is not met, then that can lead to unhappiness. So really that's a dual-edged sword. When we set up rules for ourselves that happiness must equal this or that, and if this or that doesn't happen, that we're then unhappy, we're actually putting happiness in a box. And if happiness doesn't fit in that box, then our lives are miserable. So that model of happiness obviously doesn't work, and which is why a lot of people spend a lot of time being unhappy. It's just that they're not getting their personal rules around happiness met. So how do we change that? One of the things that I've discovered about happiness after many years of researching, studying, and applying to my own life, and also teaching to thousands of people around the world, is that the key to happiness is simply being present. And I'm going to say that again. The key to happiness is simply being present. It's being here now. We spend so much time in our head thinking about the future, worrying about things, stressing about things, planning things, but all that mental energy does create tension in the body. And when our body's tense, and we're feeling stressed and pressured, then there's little chance for happiness to be there because the space in our head and in our body is taken up with tension. So that tension makes it so much harder for us to just relax and be happy with our lives. And people also tend to spend a lot of time reminiscing about the past. And look, that's okay as long as what you're reminiscing about is positive and happy and fills you with joy. But what if it doesn't? What if what you're thinking about just makes you feel more stressed, more anxious, or feel regret or guilt or any of those things that you just can't get over or forgive or forget? Those kind of things also occupy space in our head and in our body energetically and physically. And when we can't let them go, and they're going round and round and round and round inside our head and body, then there's very little chance for happiness to be there. Unless for some reason we forget about it for a moment, something causes us to laugh or just forget about all the nonsense we've been thinking about yesterday and all the things we've been worried about and anxious over about tomorrow. And just for a moment when something just snaps us out of that, breaks that pattern of thought, then we can be happy instantly. But see, there's the key. It's when we allow ourselves to let go of the past and to stop thinking about the future that we can truly be happy with our lives. And all that takes is just a moment to stop. Stop the mind moving forward, stop the mind going backward, because it all starts with the mind. If we can stop the mind moving forward and stop the mind going backward, then we become very present. And once we're really present in this moment, then happiness naturally arises. Why? Because it's our natural state. Happiness is our natural state of being. It's not unnatural. What's unnatural is to be unhappy. Things have to happen to us for us to be unhappy, because we're not naturally unhappy unless things happen that we don't like or are painful for us. But when things are not painful for us, when things are flowing in our lives, when we're at peace, when we're feeling inspired, we're feeling passionate about our lives, we love what we do. We could be having an intimate moment with a partner or enjoying one of our most favorite yummy foods or doing something we really love or simply just being quiet and enjoying the silence for a moment. When any of these things happen, you'll find happiness is right there with you because it's always there with you. It's always with us. We never have to try to strive to be happy. When our mind is quiet, even for a moment, then happiness naturally arises. And you can have an experience of this for yourself right now, just to see what I mean and how simple it is. That's why I said earlier, you can be happy in 1 minute or less with this secret. All you need to do is stop moving and do nothing for 1 minute. You can do it right now while I'm talking, whether you're sitting down, standing up, whatever you're doing. Stop. Don't move an inch. If your hand's up in the air, leave it up in the air. If your foot's about to move, leave it in that position. Do not move. You can breathe, of course, but do not move your body. Stay perfectly still, eyes closed, keeping your body still, and then just be aware. With awareness comes the power of observation, just observing what's happening in the moment. As an example, you can hear my voice. So in the range of sound, you're able to hear my voice and any other sounds that are going on around you. Be aware of those sounds. Be aware of how your body feels. Gently scan from the top of your head down to your toes. And be aware if you can feel any tension in the body. And remember, this is not to judge anything, it's just to notice. Notice how your body's feeling. And notice the mind. Notice what your thoughts are doing. Again, don't get hooked into anything. No thoughts, no feelings. Just notice the thoughts, notice the feelings. Be aware of them. They'll come and they'll go. That's okay. All the while keeping your body perfectly still. Just continue to be aware and be perfectly still, even if it's just being aware of your breath coming in and out of your body. All right, and then you can move again now. So take a moment now just to be aware of how you feel in your body. What's happening in your mind and your head? How does your body feel? Does it feel heavier or lighter? Does your mind feel busier or clearer? You'll be surprised that your body does feel more energized, and you'll be surprised that your head does feel clearer. And what's also interesting is that you'll now have more energy and have more focus to be able to go ahead and do those things that you need to do. So that's all you need to do any time during the day or night or anywhere at all. If you feel that you're really stressed or anxious or tired or depressed or anything at all other than happy, then stop for 1 minute and don't move. And just be aware. And just by being aware, you're becoming present. And that's all it takes. Just 1 minute. 1 minute of presence will help you through an hour of your next day, maybe 2 hours, maybe 4 hours. And then next time you need it, stop for a minute. You can do this as often as you want. You can do it every hour if you like. Set a reminder. I think it's a great idea to do that because it can only benefit you. There is no downside to this technique at all. So have fun with it, enjoy it, and I look forward to hearing about some of your experiences with this 1 minute happiness technique.